Welcome back to the live coverage of the votes. Today, folks, we have some very special information to share with you. The results are in and it's unanimous. We need a style uniform. Let's go. If you love this video, I so hope that you will stay around and subscribe. Alright, you asked and I'm answering today. We're talking all about having a style uniform. It's not something that you actually have to wear every single day, okay? Not like some other famous people who wear the same clothes every day that I could mention. It could be that you just need a style uniform for this particularly busy season or stage of your life. It could be that you just need it for Monday to Friday when you're a little bit more crunched for time. The decluttering and the minimalist channels here on YouTube often talk about the concept of decide once. And as a busy mama of two little kids, I have so much decision fatigue on a daily basis. So deciding once is just this very alluring idea that you make the decision one time and then you stick to it. You don't have to keep reinventing the wheel every morning. For a lot of us, things that we wear on the regular in our actual, daily wardrobe, they can give us a lot of clues as far as what we genuinely do gravitate towards wearing. However, not all of us feel like our style at the moment is actually representative of what we actually would ideally be loving to wear. So feel free to either, if you feel like you kind of have a pretty good grasp of your style, you feel comfy in what you're already wearing, feel free to go into your wardrobe and figure out what are your regulars that you always wear and that you love and feel good wearing. And then if you're not feeling good in your clothes right now, then just feel free to take a completely blank slate and just think about, the clothes that you would ideally be loving to wear on a daily basis. What would they look like? What would they feel like? And just have a little brainstorming session. The idea of a uniform is, it's primarily practical. You can also make it, personal. You can make it practical as far as the silhouettes that you choose, the fabrics that you choose, yes. But you can also choose versions that speak to your soul. It doesn't have to be a plain white t-shirt. It might be a colorful yellow one or a burgundy one or something with stripes or sequins or anything. So it can be the same function but have a different form. And I feel like we do crave both the practical and the aesthetic side. And I think that's why we all love watching, channels like this, right? We enjoy dressing ourselves, but we're also searching for how do you find that balance between being practical and being stylish? Anyway, call me crazy, I feel like we can have both. I also heard this one great tip from Tuba Avalon's channel when she was talking about, I feel like it was a video talking all about different style inspiration, and people sent in their kind of recommendations and advice, like best style advice they've heard. And one person said, if your life was a job, what uniform would you design for that job? I'm still stumped as far as mine, but I feel like it's quite a cool little exercise to do, especially if you just want to have a fun brainstorming session. You don't know where to start with your uniform. This could be a good place to start. Just think about your life as a job, the tasks that you get up to, the responsibilities that you have, the practical considerations and constraints. So I think it's pretty clear why we want a style uniform, but what's a little bit more muddy is how do we create one? How do we choose? Because so many of us are so inspired by so many different aesthetics, so many different aspects of even our own self. You might hear people talking a lot about Pinterest, and I'm guilty of this too. I love Pinterest. I love, looking outwards for inspiration as well. However, the idea of the uniform is about simplifying. It's about really paring it down and whittling it down. So going out to social media, to Pinterest, sometimes this can be kind of a dangerous game to play because there's so much information out there and there's so much inspiration. You can get over-inspired. So instead of going down the Pinterest route, if you want to be inspired and you really feel stumped as far as looking at a blank page, what would I even want to be wearing? It can be helpful to get again in front of your own wardrobe, your own clothes. A lot of us sometimes need to be reminded that, we're allowed to play with our clothes. Just because you put them on doesn't mean that has to be the outfit that you wear all day long. You can go to your wardrobe, get in front of your mirror, pair different things together, see how they work, get a little bit crazy. It doesn't mean you have to wear it for the whole day. You can just have playtime with your clothes. I think this is a really great way that you can start to understand the clothes that you actually have, the ways that they can be paired together, what works and what does not work as well. Be inspired by the clothes that you already have, and it will also inform you the pieces that might be missing and the gaps that might exist in your wardrobe as well. You really, really must start taking pictures, daily pictures of your outfits that you're wearing in everyday life. Whether you like the outfit or not is kind of beside the point. We're all just we're in the data gathering stage basically, where you just want to be aware of how you look when you walk out the door, and you don't even have to review them for like a week or two, but just practice taking photos of your outfits so that you can build up this little mini portfolio of what am I actually wearing on a day-to-day basis? Is it great or is it terrible? How do I look like to other people? What are the colors that I'm drawn to? What are the silhouettes that I'm drawn to? And then like, actually, are they working or are they not working? So it's all just information gathering. It's not about judging yourself for having good or bad outfit days. It's more just like, okay, what am I wearing and why? You know, can I boil that down into a uniform? The next thing that you really need to do is to just pick for now, temporarily, 2 to 3 outfits that you either regularly wear or would like to ideally regularly wear. Pick 2 to 3 outfit formulas and just stick to them for a given period of time. It might be a week, it might be a month. And again, keep your photos going, keep taking photos of it, and you'll really figure out from sticking to it for a week or two what's working, what's not working, what pieces you don't have enough of, what ones are always in the wash and you always wish you had more of, all these little things. Once you start sticking to outfit formulas, you really start to see from practical perspective the things that are working and then obviously the things that aren't. And both of those things are equally as valuable. Knowing what works and knowing what doesn't work. This is perfect. This is exactly what we want. And I do recommend doing this little exercise before you go ahead and buy anything new, because it's very, very exciting at the start. You want to buy all the new things and then suddenly you realize, oh yeah, actually I already have 5 black t-shirts and I don't really love black that much. Maybe I want a charcoal gray. Do the exercise first. Then you'll figure out what the gaps are and whether the outfit formulas that you've decided on are great or if they're failing you in some way. And I know I said decide once, but I mean, it's kind of impossible to decide once and be right. You have to decide once and then refine the decisions as you go along. So you've decided what your style uniforms are, but that doesn't mean that you have to stick to that forever if it's not actually working out. If the outfit formulas that you've chosen are not working for some reason, that's when we come back to the drawing board and we say, okay, maybe I don't actually love wearing a t-shirt, maybe it needs to be a tank top, for example. When you have decided, and I've already just mentioned this just now, but when you have decided what your silhouettes are, what your uniform is, and where the gaps are, just make sure that you have enough pieces to cover those outfit formulas, those outfit uniforms. I wouldn't be worried about having multiples of your staples, because if you're going to be wearing them several times a week and you love the style and you love the color, like I genuinely would not be worried about, you know, having multiples of items that you wear on the regular. Ones are going to be in the wash and you're going to need multiples of certain things. So make sure that you have enough of everything that you wear on the regular. I think a lot of people have like these large wardrobes, and the reason why you have sort of nothing to wear, so to speak, is because the items that you have are not sort of appropriate for your uniform. They're ones that you love aesthetically or that you wear occasionally, but the biggest majority of the proportion of your wardrobe should be clothes that you can reach for every single day. They should be the practical pieces, also with your own, you know, aesthetics built in, but they should be practical and fit your everyday life. Like 80% of your wardrobe should be something that you could, you know, grab on any day of the week. Seasonally appropriate, of course. I think it's really smart to be intentional about apportioning your budget to those items that you can wear on a daily basis, buying the best quality that you can. And I feel like the best places to spend your money as far as, you know, everyday pieces are underwear, outerwear, and shoes, and daily accessories too, to a certain degree. You don't have to have a whole, you know, realm of accessories, but making sure that you spend good money on your daily go-to accessories, I highly recommend it because they go with every single outfit. There's a tier of more basic items where you can spend slightly less because you have more of them and they're kind of interchangeable between each other and you're not wearing them as often. Like you're wearing your necklaces or your earrings every single outfit, but you're switching out your t-shirts. So it makes more sense to spend money on the pieces that you're often wearing because they get more wear, so they need to hold up to having more wear. And then obviously you can spend less on items like, you know, your basics, like your t-shirts, long sleeves, jumpers, camis, even jeans. They don't all have to be statement pieces. I'm not saying they all have to be super basic either, but it's good to have like a core staple amount of basics that could just genuinely go with anything. Another point to mention, do not forget your grooming, your face, your hair, all of that shenanigans, because your hair is just, it's always with you. It's like, it's part of your personality. So having a haircut that you love is going to, you know, again, it goes with every single outfit, which is kind of great. And then obviously your face, having like a go-to face routine that you do in the morning, or whether you wear makeup or not, having something that you don't have to just sit down and decide, ooh, what am I going to look like today? It's just part of your uniform. You have a signature look that you always go to. Lastly, staying on track with the uniform. It's very easy to just think like, oh yeah, uniform, that would be a good idea. And then like it flitters away and you totally forget it when it comes to actually getting dressed, which often happens to me because mom brain. So number one, have a mood board, have it obvious, have it in a place that is easy to see at a glance. You don't always want to have, you know, your whole Pinterest board where you have like scrolling and like more and more ideas coming at you. You either have a picture of like your uniform or like a little list of your little outfits that you could put together, but just something that you can look at a glance that helps you to remember what your style uniform actually is. Number two, have your style words. I know a lot of people are jumping on the style word bandwagon right now. Usually people pick 3 words and that exemplifies their style and they just like stick to that, and it helps them to be like, right, okay, my words are cool, calm, and collected. Work within a color palette, or at least within, you know, an undertone of warm or cool, or I guess more to the neutrals as well. But even within neutrals, there's generally warm, slightly more cool versions. Know what palette that you're choosing, and especially within a style uniform, it doesn't have to be a super tight color palette, although it can be, and the colors that you enjoy to pair together as well. Lastly, I would say this is like next level now. This is next tier that we're going to. Okay, we don't always have to do this, but we aspire to this, is having sort of like a time set aside in our week where we kind of brainstorm for the upcoming week. You can like sit down with your little planner or whatever, or just in front of your clothes. Make sure that your clothes are laundered, make sure that you know what the weather is going to be doing for the coming week, make sure that you know what your, you know, events and activities are for the coming week before the week comes in on top of you. Usually at the weekend, we have more breathing space, we have a little bit more free time to achieve something like this. It doesn't have to be spending an hour, it could be 10 minutes. Essentially, it's just prep time. And you can also use this time as like playtime too, just to get in front of your wardrobe, get with your clothes, have some fun, put some good music on, you know, get some outfit inspiration and ideas coming. And yeah, it can be fun. It can be super fun. Oh my god, my leg is going to sleep. Thanks guys for sticking around, and I'll see you very shortly in my next one. Bye. Also, a lot of you guys said that I should cut my hair, and I'm kind of agreeing with you, but I'm just having fun kind of flipping it around and playing with it right now. But yeah, you might end up seeing a different hairstyle whenever I can get hold of my hairdresser in the near future. So stay tuned.